Let's talk about S3 event notification. So S3 event notification allows Amazon S3 to automatically notify or trigger other AWS services like Lambda, SNS, SQS when a specific events occur on the S3 bucket. Now, so some of the key supported events are object created. I mean, you can trigger an event based on the object creation, object deletion, object restoration, replication, lifecycle transition events. So these are the configurable item under the S3 console. We can configure that on what event we want to send the notification. Now this notification can be sent to 3 of the AWS services. So one of them is Lambda. You can trigger Lambda and you can take action on the object stored or uploaded to your S3 bucket. You can also trigger SNS and SQS as well. Okay. So some of the common use cases are like automatically resizing images after the upload. So if somebody is uploading the big size images and if you want to reduce the size of the image, then you can do it at real time by invoking the Lambda. Then some of the other are scan upload files, process document, trigger ETL, then notification sending, notification and all those things, right? So benefit is that it is event driven and fully automated. So it support your event driven architecture, and one of the key services that can be used for any of the event driven architecture. It offers near real time processing as well. Okay, so one of the simple use cases that we are going to try here, where user will upload an image to the S3, and after the user uploads the image, we will configure the event notification, which will trigger a Lambda function. So Lambda function will take the image and it will categorize that image as a images, document or PDF. Okay, so rather than uploading image, we can upload rather any file, and Lambda will identify whether this document is an image or a document or it's a video file, and based on that it will transfer that file to the appropriate folder in the bucket. So this is the one of the simple use case that I have given for the document organization. We will try this on the console now as a hands-on as well. So I have a simple S3 bucket that I have created for this particular exercise. I have multiple folders in that bucket. So one of them is uploads, where I'm going to upload the file, and this will then send an event to the Lambda. Lambda will process the file and it will try to first identify whether the file is image, video, document or any other type. Based on the identification, it will put that file in those buckets. So this is a simple file classification workflow that I have created, and this is my Lambda function which is going to do this work. Now so let's create the event notification here. Okay, so we need to go to the properties, and yeah, here we can create an event notification. Let's say sample event, and then we need to write the prefix from where it is going to pick it up, and it's very important because we are using the same bucket for both the purposes, for reading and writing. We need to ensure that you are giving this prefix, else you will be in trouble because you will go into continuous loop. So if you want to avoid it, better you create two bucket, one for source, one for destination. But I'm using the same bucket with different subfolders. So I'll set the put event. I will then send the destination as Lambda. I'll select my Lambda function. I'll save the changes. Now if you just refresh this page, so you can see in S3 is already there. Okay, so this is not sufficient. For that to work, you should ideally go to the Lambda role and provide the S3 related permission, so that the Lambda can read from S3, even it can copy the object from one bucket to another, one folder to another folder. So for simplicity, I have already assigned a role. I given the S3 full access to this particular role for this exercise, which is not right, but just for demo it is okay to give this role. But for your case, if you get any real-time project, you can specify the relevant bucket access only. Okay, so now let's test it. So this is set. We'll go to buckets, we'll go to, okay, let's go to uploads, then add a file. Let's select this image, upload. Okay, so now go to the source. So this was the image file. This is not yet here, so we can troubleshoot this one. Let me close this one. Yeah, so go to the monitor. You can still refresh and wait here. So cool. So go to CloudWatch. Logs, and you can see a log streaming over here. It says, okay, so I got an error in my code. What I'll do is simply, so this I put this particular library so that this can handle the any file, even the file has a space. But for simplicity, I'll remove this part, and let me save this one. And go to the uploads, re-upload the same file. Okay, so this has completed. So you can see it has copied the file to the images, and if you go to the images, you will see that file. Okay, so this is a simple classification lambda that I have written to showcase the event notification of S3. So thank you for this, and keep following my session. Thank you.